Lions TV, this is your post-match analysis video for yesterday's brilliant win on the road against Watford. A fantastic day from start to finish. I left Roy Harbour at 7:15, went to collect my tickets in Dartford, on to collect my boy in Welling, on to collect 3 points at Vicarage Road, and then back to base for some cold meats and a nice drop of pork. So I hope you had a good day as well. Fantastic day. Can't fault the performance from 1 to 11. Management, absolutely superb. And dare we dream, if we can keep consistency like that up, then I can't see many teams stopping us. But as we know, and has always been the case, consistency is our issue. As always, let's start out by taking a look at the 11 that Gary Rowett picked to start the match. Okay, so it has been very stop-start, as I already said, and only one change was made from the team that drew with Wigan. Bear with me, I'm still without a laptop, so this will come on a screen, but it won't cover the screen. But there you go, you still get the message. I'm hoping to get my MacBook Pro and in turn my Premiere Pro back this week, so I'll get back to fully editing videos, because I've only got one take, as I said. Okay, so the one change was Tyler Bury in, Mason Bennett out. Can we only assume that he's tripped on a ball over Christmas and is once again injured? Not heard anything on that. I've not been on the socials as much as I've been really busy over the last few weeks of other work. So not been on the socials as much. So not seeing anything on that, but I'm assuming that that was an injury to Mason Bennett, and Tyler Bury came back in. Dare I say, he was probably the only one out the 11 that didn't do too good. I'm pretty sure he hobbled off as well. Roman Esse come on to make his debut, his league debut. Of course, he played in the friendly against Bromby at the Den a couple of weeks ago. So well done to him. Another one coming through the youth system. And Benica Fobi was also back on the bench in the game, which is good to see, as we are light on strikers in general. So look, the game starts. We've already done them once. So I've completely forgot about that 3-0 game, if I'm honest, when I did my preview. A Tom Bradshaw hat-trick at the Den a little while ago. Absolutely blew Watford away, and they must be sick of the sight of us, because even though they went down to 10 men, it made no difference in my mind. We just absolutely tore them to pieces, and they must be, as I said, sick of the sight of us. And I'm sure, especially Slaven Bilic would be as well. They started the day in 4th place, I think 5 points in front of us. So we always say we get to a point with these games, and then it's going to be, that was the game that just we didn't get over the line, and we didn't go to the next level. If Watford had beaten us yesterday, it would have gone like that. It's actually gone bang like that. And we've had results and exactly the same season so far today as Norwich have had. Norwich will say they've not been as good as they should be. But look, we're up there. And if we continue the consistency, or if we can start with a bit of consistency, of course, now back-to-back home games, then dare we dream. I'm sure we'll try and add in the summer, in the January transfer window. And of course, we've got Ademola Mako to come in as well. Will he start or not? I'm not sure. But look, the game started and we were just intense. We were on the front foot. And what kept me a lot yesterday was Murray Wallace did it at one point. George Saville did it at another. They try these through balls, and it's a ball that up until about 6 months ago, our players weren't trying. Killer passes that can be defence splitting and can create either a goal or an assist. And they don't come off yesterday, right? But I've got absolutely no issue with that. I would rather George Saville try that pass than go, oh, fuck me, I don't want it. Play it 2 yards to Willie Mitchell. I'm all for it. And that's why I love Fleming so much, because I don't think Fleming, if I'm honest, had the greatest of games yesterday. He scores the free kick, yes. He's putting that into an area. George Saville actually does really well, because he makes that he's going to go and make an attempt for it, and he pulls away. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. But these killer passes we're now trying, I saw these a lot more in the opening exchanges. And we've had 23 shots yesterday. Watford aren't a bad side. Are we a bit of bogey side for them? Maybe. Who knows? Who cares? But 23 chances, some really good patterns of play as well. And we was aggressive without the ball. We weren't allowing them to settle on the ball. And even when we was on top, I said to my boy, my worry is that they've got a couple of players there, in Sarr, his name is, and the other guy that went off injured, João Pedro, is it? Well, it might not be his name, but as I say, I've got one take at this. You know what I'm talking about anyway. Those are the sort of players that they're individuals, in a successful side. It has been a successful side over recent years. They've had a little bit of a managerial merry-go-round, but those players can pull off a one-off bit of magic, and that was my worry. But we were just just stopping them, nullifying them completely. 4 names I'm going to throw at you from yesterday. And look, I thought that was all brilliant. The defence weren't overly troubled. Jake Cooper makes a really good stop late in the second half when we started to have a little bit of a wobble before we got the second goal. But 4 names I'm going to throw at you. And it might surprise you, I don't know. Danny McNamara, Billy Mitchell, George Saville, and Tom Bradshaw. I thought those 4 were absolutely outstanding yesterday. Bradshaw is going from strength to strength. And he's bringing into his game now bits that even I admit he didn't have before. His first touch on a couple of occasions is absolutely superb. He's just killing the ball stone dead. He sets up Volsammer for the goal. But even before the goal, the writing was on the wall. He was coming forward. There's an early exchange. I think Saville's involved. I think Bury's involved. Ball goes over the top. The Watford goalkeeper on the day had a very good game. And this was the only occasion that he made an error. He comes out and he sort of slices his clearance straight to Tom Bradshaw, who reacts, and he atones for his error, makes a really, really good save. We come forward again. After that, I think George Saville hits one. I think Andreas Volsammer nearly added to his tally early. He could have had 4, obviously, Volsammer. But he nearly adds to his tally as well. Jake Cooper was involved in a goalmouth incident, and we're just all over him. But a goal comes, as I said, Tom Bradshaw, brilliant, kills it stone dead, lays it into the path of Volsammer. And in real time, I saw him hit it. Obviously, we're at the other end. And I thought the goalkeeper was going to save it. And it seemed to have trickled in. I've seen it back on the replay. It's a really good finish. Just shows that you don't need to absolutely, I was going to say sledgehammer, excuse the pun. You don't need to absolutely sledgehammer a ball at goal to make it count. And he places it brilliantly, Volsammer. I backed him to score in the preview. A lot of you have been talking about him on social media. And, I don't think he's going to get in front of Bradshaw up front. And I don't think we're going to go to 2 up top anytime soon. But for me, Volsammer has cemented that place now for himself on the right-hand side. I think if anyone comes in January, whether it be the the Crystal Palace guy who's on loan at Charlton yet, absolute howler of a miss yesterday. And he come off the bench to miss that for Charlton. So I won't be overly excited if he comes in. But I think you could see Amaku and Bennett, if he's fit, and Bury all fighting for that left-hand place. But I think Volsammer's pretty much cemented it now for himself. And we opened the scoring. And we didn't rest on our laurels. You do see if we do score first, a lot of the time we'll start holding back. And we didn't do that. We continue to press forward. And as I said, them chances from Saville, brilliant strike. Volsammer, another place one with his left foot, bottom corner, which the keeper saved. They was all after the first goal. So we continued to press. And then, I was going to say Watford throw us a lifeline. They definitely don't throw us a lifeline. They are the masters of their own downfall, if you like. But I don't think, as I said earlier on, it would change the game in the slightest. Ball goes over the top. Obviously, this has happened right in front of us. So I've watched it back on the highlights. Guy goes in. Kamara, it's his 3rd sending off as well, by the way, for Watford. So he's obviously a little bit of a hothead. He goes in on the goalkeeper, pushes over Sean Hutchinson. And as he turns and runs off, Danny Mack just sort of steps across him as a little cheeky, not a nibble, just use his head. And then obviously Kamara turns around, double-handed, bang. Straight in the chops. Danny Mack goes down long enough to see that he's been sent off. Then he jumps up and he's fine. But he went full-handed in, and it was a straight red card, and it's absolute madness. I saw some Watford fans, some salty Watford fans on YouTube saying that the ref was Mill's best player. That really, really wasn't the case. I always tell it straight as I see it. I'm very rarely biased towards Millwall when I give my analysis of games. And for me, it was a nailed-on red card. The referee's involvement in the game was minimal. Other than that, Watford had an early penalty shout, which wasn't a penalty. And I actually watched the Watford club official highlights. They put together a package trying to scrape to show some Watford highlights going forward, which there wasn't many of. That wasn't a penalty. Other than that, look, we dominated the game. We come out the second half. It's more of the same. Again, Bradshaw kills one stone dead out of the sky, sort of straight into the path of Volsammer. Easy little dink over, comes off the crossbar, unlucky, and then you do start to worry after that. Another one, I think it's Fleming whips one across, and Volsammer again doesn't connect this time, sort of takes his eye off the ball. I think he's got his eye on glory and celebrating in front of the away end. Brilliant noise from our fans yesterday, by the way. Absolutely superb. And, Watford were down to 10, but Millwall were definitely up to 12 as well from the off with our support. Absolutely superb. And it's just a shame that we won't take those sort of numbers to Cardiff and to Middlesbrough. But it is what it is. But we continue to press. After that, we had this little semi-wobble. And the reason, I said it in my full-time reaction. My full-time reaction, by the way, has gone viral on TikTok, and I'm getting absolute pelters, and I fucking love it. Someone called me a tubby gammon, and it's really tickled me. And I actually had gammon last night as well, so yeah, I was laughing into my plate. But look, getting back to the game and the situation that I'm talking about, which I currently can't remember. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little graphic on the screen just to sidetrack you. Oh yeah, Fleming. That was before Fleming's goal. There you go. We carry on. Right, so we always complain as Mill fans, we don't come forward enough. I felt in the second half yesterday, we was almost coming forward too much. What we did was, they was down to 10 men. They were chasing the game. All we needed to do was retain the ball, and just make them do the running and just keep it, keep in our shape, keep compact. And we didn't do that. We just kept pressing and trying these killer passes and trying to score goals, which is fantastic. But in the end, I felt it made the game too stretched. And then Watford sort of got a little bit of a foothold in it. They very rarely threatened us. I think George Long makes one right at the very death. He didn't have anything to do yesterday. But the one that worries me is the ball into the area. And just as their guy goes to pull the trigger, Cooper comes in with a brilliant high foot to sort of knock it away from him. And I said this time and time again, I think Cooper gets really unfair criticism from our fans. I think he's been absolutely superb for us throughout the years. Never seen an issue with him. Yes, he can't always play with his feet. Not a problem for me. What he contributes, as in clean sheets, as in leadership, experience, and scoring goals at the other end, it's absolutely not a problem. But look, eventually, we do get that little bit of relief. No shitty bum time. Free kick, the Bermondsey Bergkamp whips it into an area. He's not shot. He's whipped it into an area, but I'm sure he's aiming to hit the target. A few players run across it. I watched the replay this morning. Tom Bradshaw throws a head here, but misses. And I think he tries to do a Cristiano Ronaldo momentarily. Starts trying to claim it. George Saville sort of just holds himself up like that and lets it run across him. And it goes into the corner. They're difficult for goalkeepers, them ones, because you can't be committing yourself in case someone does get a touch on it as it comes across the goal. So I wouldn't put the one down to the goalkeeper. But Zian Fleming in front of the away fans, his 10th goal of the season. It was absolutely superb. Where's the photo? There it is. Bosh. And the trademark celebration is done and dusted. I didn't put one of Alzheimer's goal earlier. There's nothing against him. We've got a big fucking German. There we go. Let's hope he goes from strength to strength as well. And I've dropped the camera. There you go. And on that basis, I think it's best that I end the post-match analysis there. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I will be back tomorrow for a preview as we face Bristol City at home on the 29th. Evening kickoff for some reason. Not sure why, but it is what it is. And I will see you on Thursday at the Den. If you're going, please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.